so stubborn, but it's sexy, babe. You don't let nobody tell.
I never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can understand it fully. Appreciate my stand and go out of this world and ride.
Alright. Hi y'all. It's me. I'm here to discuss pretty much all my songs. Well, if not all, majority of them, which I'm gonna tell y'all like how I made them, how they came to be, the history behind them, and all the feedback and stuff I've gotten from these songs and what motivated me to do these. So I don't know, I was trying to see if I could play it through my YouTube, but apparently I don't know why it's not allowing me to play it through there. So I'm gonna have to like play it on my phone here. So like as you can see, I have one of my songs on here, and this song is called Come Follow Me. I renamed. This was a song that was inside. Okay, so let me start off by saying these songs that I made are all mobile. I started all my songs mobile. Everything that I made is basically I made on my phone, including my videos. All of my stuff I've done right on my phone. Until I got pretty far enough where I changed software and different sounds and whatnot that I use for other songs. So I put them, the software had it where I can transfer and save my stuff on my phone, but also will open up through my computer. So therefore, that's when I started like doing it on my computer. And it was hard, but I had to adjust to it a little bit, and it was not that bad, but it was pretty fun. I'm gonna play it through my speaker, so I don't know how this is gonna go. Hopefully it comes through clearly, because I wanted to play it through here on my YouTube. I don't know, I might just mute it, and I don't know, but we're gonna play it, and this is a song called Come Follow Me, and it's kind of like a remix by me, the original song. I don't know exactly what the original song is, but I use this app, and it's what they do is they give you like samples and stuff of a song, I guess it'll have a song in there completely, and then what you can do is like take out certain things and insert different stuff here, and drums, or you could add bass, or you could add percussion, everything basically. And it wasn't like how it wasn't studio based, it was more like a phone where you can't use, it's nothing like how the studio version is, where you see the lines and you can just drag stuff and put it inside of, like, you know how inside the studio, and you'll play it and you'll hear it. It was a mini version of that, a bar version, but it wasn't like, you know how the studio is, basically, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and play it now, and hopefully you guys like it. Okay. Oh, that's pretty loud. Oh my god, this is so old. This is before I learned how to do stuff, like with it, like I learned how to actually switch up the flow, like right here. Play throughout there, and then at this upcoming part, I just switched it back, but it's going faster. And I put in more things, like I up the stage enough, and I put like it was like I was trying to like, okay, and that was Come Follow Me. Okay, so with this song, I was trying to just like say is that this song I basically used whatever they had inside there, which they only can give you that, which the app I used was called Music Maker Jam, and what I did is like you will have to they'll give you like slots, like little slots of each sound and what's here basically, and it's like you see the sound as it plays, like it'll go up like a bar, like you know how music the bars on music go, like they're different colors and stuff, so it went with the flow of the music. That's what I'm trying to say, is like the bar with the sound of it going. So when you play it, you basically have to like time stuff correctly. Like if you want it to sound a certain way, then I would like time it. So like if I have like a vision or a version of my sound that I want is in my head, I want to create with this, so I would make it where I'll listen to all the stuff that they have first, and then I would basically put whatever I have or whatever sounds good to me, and I would try to blend everything. Whatever sounds good blending, then that's what I would do. So what I did with the song is basically I switched up the flow of the song, which is I downed the speed. I just turned it down. What you call it? I don't know what that's called. I forgot, but I know the word of it. It's on the tip of my tongue. But I just downed the speed, the tempo. There we go. I downed the tempo a little bit, and everything else started off slow, and then I turned the speed back up, and it was much more fast. I changed it at the exact time I wanted it. The way how it sounds, I wanted it to sound that's exactly how I wanted it to sound. It was inside my head, so therefore I put whatever I wanted inside of the slots, and I had to time it it was hard too, because of the little bar they have on the side where it tells you like it'll have numbers and stuff, and you would have to use like your mouse to like switch up how the song would sound just by its speed, and it was hard to get it on time because it took me like I think if I remember, it's like 3 or 4 times. because it wasn't coming out the way I wanted it, and it was hard to catch it just like that. So what I did is wait for, like, I would loop it first and that part, and then I would quickly change it. So yeah, that was basically Come Follow Me, and it was a dubstep version actually. There's other songs also in here that I want to explain that like Get It Right, Beat Banging, Trapocalypse, and Valentunes. Those songs are basically originals that were off of the music app, and I basically I was playing around a little bit. That was literally me trying to make music, or just figure out the components and stuff inside of them, like inside of the app and what they had. Basically, like, you know, having fun with it and stuff like that. Around, I think, Come Follow Me, and this song I'm about to play now is called It's a Trap. That is when I started taking things seriously, and I started using I started using less of the vocals and stuff. I started using the vocals as sound effects. Like, if I wanted them at a certain time, I would put them there. So It's a Trap also is based on all me. Basically, it's all me. So here's It's a Trap. Hopefully it plays the way. Is it gonna play? Okay. Let me actually unplug my phone because I'm trying to not make this video too long, but I don't know, we might have to chop it up. So, and the funny thing is the bass here, along with that, and that part, I used that from the pack that came with it, that it was with Get It Right. I used the sound, some of the sounds off of there, and used it in here, and off of another pack that they had, which I can't remember what it was called, but the song and the sound effects in there I loved a lot, so I like inserted it in here. And this part right here, okay, so that was It's a Trap by me. This also, my songs, I started off really like short, like recordings. All my songs on there were like really short for some reason. I didn't always expand my songs how I do now, because I don't know. I don't know. It was just weird because I usually felt like as long as the song, I thought it was longer to be honest, but it was just like 2 minutes. All my songs were basically like 2 minutes maximum. If not 2, then 3. But yeah, they were really short. It was like planned out in my head, and the way how it just sounded right, and it was just like that was enough for me. So that, I guess that was just it for me. But this song here, I pretty much started off with a pack that they give you. They'll have like certain songs and stuff that they have available in their shop where you can buy them and you use them to make your own beats basically. And what I did is, I think this was my first ever song that I made. Also, I used the cover of my face. I used the cover of my face for most of my songs, and these are basically from the rainbow colored ones are from the Music Maker Jam software. I used those songs. Those were all just those. Yeah, this song here I think was my first ever song that I created from scratch, and the timing of this song, it was very different, and I tried to make it like it sound bumpish, like it sound pretty good to be honest, and I like the sounds that they had available inside of the studio and what they, well, yeah, basically what the songs provide for you. So I used some of the horns and everything basically, and the speed drops and whatnot, and I used the bell. It was like a, well, not bell, it was like a, I think it was a xylophone that they have playing, and I used that as like, you know, a kind of drop, or basically like a beat drop, and it was like I switched it to one part, and what I did is like it's a section where they have these dots, or it's not dots, it's more like squares, and they have like lit up patterns inside of this whole grid that you use, and it's like your music plays throughout there. That's where you could switch up the tunage, like if you want it to sound a certain way, like the patterns and stuff like that. So that's what I did. It's like I changed the pattern from there, and I had switched it back to, I think the original was the do 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 do, and then I changed it to do 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 do. So that part right there is basically how I conjured up that, and from throughout there was just like I inserted a drop build up, and the drop build up was kind of perfect for that part, and I liked it, so I was just like, okay, cool, I'll use that for that, since it's like I was trying to make, you know, music that's like trappish, and it was more of a drop I was trying to make, which sometimes I would like make them on accident. It would be like certain things like drops and certain beats and stuff that I would do. I literally would do it on accident, and it would sound exactly, it would sound perfect, it would sound way better than what I had planned in my head. So I was just like, oh, okay, then that works. We'll keep it like that then. So what I did was, yeah, basically that, and then the build up kind of took it up there, and then I inserted the guy's vocals that goes the hey, like that part, I inserted that there, and then I used the bells, or the xylophone hits, I used that again, and then I kind of used his voice throughout there, and then I switched it up again to the other pattern, that I choose, like I made. And then the part where it was towards the end, basically, I switched up and used a different, I think, xylophone effect. That's what it's called. I think it was another xylophone effect I used. And I used a percussion, and I was trying to use, okay, so it was 2 percussions. I think it was 1. Yeah, I think it was 1. Yeah, it was just 1, I think. Yeah, it was 1 percussion, sorry. So I used 1 percussion, and I basically was like trying to make a pattern of it. And the way how it went was, I had it already inside my head. I had to like redo it so many freaking times because it wasn't coming out the way I wanted. So I ended up like playing it out, and as I was like recording it, I was just like, okay, I clicked it, and the way how it goes, like do 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 do, that is where when you listen to it, it'll play throughout. Like, it's not the way how I have it. I don't know how to explain. Okay, so the way how they have it is like you'll play it throughout once you have the song on and they're playing it inside the studio. It'll play fully. So it's like basically a loop. And once you play that whole loop, I took out little bit pieces of that loop and I just inserted it inside of that part where I wanted it to come out the way as, okay, I'm gonna break it this part because this part sounds good, so I'm gonna have it like a little pattern here and there. And I spaced it out, and what it came out to be was actually different from what I wanted it, but it actually sounded better and it sounded good and it fitted, so I just went on with that. And the end part, I was trying to fade it out, but I wasn't the best at fading at all. I did not know how to fade a certain actual song, like a good song. I just couldn't fade at all. So I didn't even know you could fade, so I tried fading around that time. So I was just like, okay. But yeah, that was it for It's a Trap. It's one of my favorites because of that, like, you know, xylophone drop hit. It was pretty cool. I liked it. The next one is called Drop It Low, and I'm gonna speed them up because like this video is already getting long. So Drop It Low is basically a more bass version of It's a Trap. So here, Drop It Low. More spacey too, like outer space like ish. This part here I like.
Let's go.
This part here, I was basically like fooling around with the bass. I literally like made my own bass in here. So like I just opened up like this it's a section inside of there where it's just like you can also mess with the bass volume or how you want the bass to sound. It can either be deeper, lower, or you cannot have it at all. And it's just like a little dot where it's just like a line there. It's a little curved line, and it's like a dot there where you could just drag it and it just sounds different. So I used that for the bass part. And then I used the pattern where it's just like I created my own pattern again. in that part you just heard. And then we're back into the build, like the intro part. Oops. Also, excuse the lights in the back if it's like blinding anyone. The history. Oh my god, the history of this song. I'm mad now. I'm mad all over again. Okay. That was it for Drop It Low. This song actually was like, it actually just stirred up a lot and conjured up a lot of emotions now, because listening and going back to it, I was so upset because like I had a version of the song already cut out and I was ready to make it. I think I didn't save it at the time, that's why. And the thing is, like, I think this was during me on my computer now. I was on my computer with here with this, but the way how it was set up, I had it all already planned out. It was all good. It sounds just amazing. I was so happy. I was ready to post it and everything, but we had left around the time, and I think I was like, I don't know if I was like 18, 17 around that time, but I was like, yeah, around that age. I had to leave with my people, and I kind of put my laptop away for a little bit. I turned it off, I guess, or I had put it up. I didn't turn it off necessarily. I think I closed it. And when I closed it, it turned out like I was excited once I was like ready to go back home. I wanted to make music. That was my whole go-to. Like, I was just so passionate. I was so happy, and it just makes me, it liberates me just playing and creating music. Like, this was my everything. This is like my sanctuary. Me in my room making music. But I was so upset though, because once I got back home, I opened the computer and then it was gone. It was gone. The whole song I created, it was gone. I was so upset. I couldn't remember that part. I couldn't remember any of the parts that I had on the song. Like, I was so fumed. I was heated. I was so mad. So I was just like, what am I gonna do now? I was up at that point. I was so mad I didn't want to even make anymore. Like, I didn't know what to do. I was so upset. Like, oh my goodness. It was so excruciating having to go through that, because I have made it already. Like, it was already there. I was so mad. Oh my gosh. So I took, I guess, I don't know, a few days off, like, trying to remake it. I was just pissed at that point, because like I tried so many times for it to come out the way how it sounded. Oh my gosh. And the thing is, on your computer, it does not save any of it until you do save it. So like, say like you have all your stuff already cut out and stuff like that, it's created, your music is right there, ready to be published. However, if you leave without saving, or if you close the laptop or anything, it is going to be lost. You're not gonna get it back. Basically, and it was so annoying. I was so annoyed because I had it perfectly. It was planned out the way how I heard it inside my head. It was already there. So I was just like, dang, what am I going to do now? What am I going to do? I was just mad at the whole world. I was mad at myself. I was mad at this computer mainly. And I didn't know what to do at that point. I was just like, okay. Whatever. I was done. But, I kind of, like, went on with whatever was, I guess I tried again, like, not too, like, I guess a few days ago, if not that week, then next week, because I was just like, I couldn't stop getting this rhythm I had inside my head, the pattern and everything. It was perfect. I wanted it on there, and it was just, all I could remember, I think, was the beginning of, like, the intro, and the outro. The outro was all that I wanted in that song, and I was just like, oh my god, this sounds so good. I can't wait to publish it. I was so hyped. I couldn't wait. But I was trying to get it to sound like exactly how I remembered it, or what was little pieces of the memory I had of it. So I tried to match it as hard as I could. It was close, actually. The way how I have it here, the version of it here, it was definitely close. The percussion though, that part I added in there, and the bed squeak sound, that part, the pattern right there, it was definitely that part was inside the original copy. So yeah, I basically went with that and added different beats though, and the A part, the guy's vocals I used for special effects, and I added the sound that the squeak, the bed sound, where it's just like that part I added in there without the beat, so I just made it like a drop-ish. I think that's how originally it was made from my original copy, was without the beat, and then I added the beat in there. So yeah, it was just that, but then I added more to it. So I just said, you know what, this actually sounds better. Like, I was happy, to be honest. I was just like, oh my god, okay, cool. Like, I was exhilarated. I was just like, okay, cool, we'll use this then. This version is fine with me. And this was around the time I discovered and started like fooling around with the electronics and stuff inside of the studio that they have prepped up for you. And like I said, with the bass part, it was like a line there, and it had a dot where you could just like mess with the bass and how it sounds. If you wanted it like low, you would drag the dot down a little bit, or if you wanted it high and it was like, you know, loud as that, then I would just drag it up a little more, or like it has to be like to the right for it to be like more sound, like it, you have to hear it. But if I dragged it to the left, it'll be different, where it's just like, you know how auto-tune is? That's basically how it was. It was just like you use auto-tune for their voice. It's like you just use that part just to up-in it a little more, where it's just like, that's how it sounds. I also did that with the, I think, auto-tune in Come Follow Me. That part, yeah, I used that part also in there. So that was my second song I made off of It's a Trap. Like, I used similar structures out of the song originally, and I added a little bit more bass. I did a little bit switch ups, in which around the time I was talking to a artist that basically wrote music and I guess sung too. So me and them connected, and we basically, he was like, you know, talking to me into like, you know, creating different ways of creating music, where I was just like, I didn't know much what to do with it, because like they didn't give me any more like, you know, instruments or anything like I could use. So I was just like freaking out. I was panicking. I was just like, what do I do? I don't understand. Like I was just scared, because I was just like, what am I going to do? I have nothing else to use. This was all they gave to me. So he talked me into like, you know, using different sounds and stuff, manipulating the sounds a bit. Actually, that's his words, basically, was manipulating the sound. Structure it the way how you want it. So I was just like, okay, I'll try it. So therefore, that's how It's the Trap became to be. Come follow me, and the song Drop It Low, and my official song, which I made, was longer. This song is longer, and it's called Uh-Oh. And Uh-Oh, you'll hear, I think inside, you'll hear the first part where it was just like, I think it was in It's a Trap or Drop It Low for the intro. And I used it from throughout there as the symphony. So there you go. And this is we're listening to Uh-Oh right now. It's like a 4-minute song. It was one of my best, and I was happy when this came out. I hope that's not too loud.
Put your hands up for the realest.
I need some water, actually. Hold on. I think so. There's been a lot of perfectly mistakes in here. And I used his voice.
Yeah. Let's go.
definitely the fade out. But yeah, this one had so much. Oh gosh, I remember. I've done so much with this. Like, I had to time stuff perfectly, and sometimes I messed up and it actually came out the way I wanted it. So thank goodness for that. But yeah, no, this song has, oh gosh, it was so much I did in here. Where do I even start? I don't know. I've done so much. Okay, so the horns I basically used as effects and drops inside the build-up. It was like the break inside of the song. So the break part, I used that, and I used it for the build-up as well. And the part where I used his vocals in, I basically used, like, I did the pattern edit. Like, I edited the pattern of the sound I wanted it again. And let me see. I also put in I put in a lot of beats, and I put in a lot of stuff where it's just like it comes together as a song. Where it was just like I didn't want to leave anything sounding empty or whatnot. I tried like my best to make it as a whole song. So I definitely I've done a lot with this song. It's so much I can't even explain. What else did I do? I don't know. Sheesh, it was a lot. I put in more bass. I definitely, I had messed with the sound. I think it was the sound checker. That's what it's called. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But I used that to mess with the sound a bit at the beginning and around the drop, the build up, and I put like it was a lot of beats in here. Like it was a lot. Like I switched so many beats. I switched a lot from the percussion to it's a lot. It was a lot, but this song was definitely one of my favorites, and I used because I went with, how I go with my songs is I go with how they sound. So the came from basically the vocals of the person where it just sounds like they're stuttering a bit. So the stutter part, it actually sounds like So I was just like, okay, cool, we'll just name it that. And what helped also is like they had other vocals that sound just like that, so I definitely inserted those in there. Alright, that was it for and now we're gonna get into it deeper. And this song I basically used for I'm just summing that up from here. These songs are all from basically Music Maker Jam. Those I used basically, and I made them my own. I made them my own from a little bit of help. Not physically, but mentally I've gotten some help. Physically, I had to do this all by myself. Like, I had to learn how to do the music. I think it was around my teenage years where I was 16, 17. I first figured out when I wanted to do music around that time, and I was in school. We got this packet in, I think it was English class, not English class, I think it was reading. I don't know. It was the other one. But we got this packet, and it was like a project, and we had to figure out what we wanted to be in life. So I picked choreographer, actor, DJ, basically music maker, real estate agent. I think it was something else I wanted to do. It was a lot I wanted to do. I don't know, I can't remember. It was a lot, but now it's just like everything I wanted to do back then. I'm trying to figure out what was the other thing I wanted to do. I don't know. I don't know. I've been so focused on music and dancing, but majority late, really, just like that was basically it after that. Like, I'm still open to acting or whatnot, I guess. Oh, modeling. That was one thing. Modeling, now I added basically what I wanted to do is photography, graphic design, I still want to do. And that's pretty much it, I think, yeah. Yeah, that's basically it. I wanted to do all those things around the time. So I was most favored to music and dancing. I looked up a lot of choreographers and stuff, what I wanted to do. But around the time where I was out of school, I learned a bit more on how to do music when I looked, one of my inspirations, my hugest inspirations, is this girl that I love her music. Like, she's gotten me into basically creating my own music. And she taught me that I didn't need fancy equipment and stuff like that in order to make my own music. So I was just like, she started her stuff at home, so I said, okay, I guess I can do it too. So, not to compare, but I'm just saying, it helped to know, like, I didn't have to have all this fancy stuff and whatnot. And I think the person that I was talking to, that was the artist, they basically had given me that same talk. Like, I didn't need, things that, like, professional people needed just to make music. Or I was scared to post my stuff, actually. But I'm getting off topic. Yeah, but the person that basically was my whole inspiration is, her name is Tinashe, and I watched this video, and it was a ad actually, and she was basically talking about her journey and her creativity and everything she goes through with the process of making music, and I felt the same. I felt it was so inspirational, just her talking about what she had to go through, what she was doing, and how she made the music and everything. It was, oh gosh, it was so inspirational. If you could go back and listen to it, I think it was called While You Were Sleeping, and it was a ad for Big Love tea. That also my favorite tea. Oh, one of my favorite teas. But yeah, and she was very young back then. She was like still new to the music game, but she was like basically, she was a hit back then. She had her music, she had everything out there. She's still a hit too. Still my favorite artist. Ever since then, I loved her, like her music and everything. Like, she seemed like a deep down to earth person. But yeah, from there on out, I just took her words in deeply, and I just went with exactly what she said, and I started doing my own research more. I looked into DJing, and I was watching these videos of this one DJ talking about how to make music, and I wrote a lot of stuff down. I was jotting everything down. But yeah, it was pretty much, it was a lot to learn, but I took everything I could and I used what I could do and what was given to me. So yeah, that's basically how I started off in music. Also, I listened to a lot of DJs. Like, I listened to so many DJs. Like, my music, I always listened to people that was like hidden, like undergroundish, because for me that was like talent. they had so much talent, and it was just like the best music I hear. So yeah, I've been listening to DJs and stuff. Like, what literally got me into doing music also is like listening to other genres of music, like trap and bass and hardstyle, hardcore, all this stuff, all these genres, trance. And what got me all into it was actually dubstep. And Iggy Azalea got me into it because of the EDM music by Steve Aoki. I hope I said that right. Or Aoko. Steve Aoko, I think it was his name. It's Steve Aoko. His music I was just like, whoa, this is crazy. This sounds cool. I love the sound effects and everything. It was just like, it was liberating. It was fun. It was cool. It was just exactly, it just like, it felt like it was speaking to me. Like, it was my personality. The way it's just, I just loved it. The sounds and everything, stuff that people probably would be annoyed from, those kind of sounds I was into. I was into that kind of stuff, like lights and whatnot, everything. I was just into that kind of weird stuff. So yeah, that's basically how I started off with music, and I just took what I could and started off on my computer, and I went off with my phone as well. Like, all my covers, all my stuff, I used my phone for. My videos I made through my phone. The music, however, there's times I made it through my computer and on my phone. And that's when I first discovered, like, oh, I was able to use that same software and it would save that and I could transport it and edit it throughout my computer. So that is that. Yeah, no, that's pretty much it though. I was so happy and so excited to like finally take this upon me, like do this fully. Oh gosh, it's been so long too. I'm still creating music, it's just like a slower process to it. And I'm definitely gonna have another like song posted out there, but this is gonna be it for this one. This is just for the track list of Music Maker, so there's that. I will be coming up with another track, which another song list review, and it is for my other songs, which I have a lot of, and I used a different software with. So that's gonna be the next video, and I will see you